Good morning, folks, and welcome to the Snow Church video for Friday, the 13th of January. Yes, here we are. Friday the 13th. Don't mean nothing to me. I'm clean and shaven and showered. Don't get all full of yourselves. It wasn't really for you folks. I got a hot date with Nora, and Gracie's going to sleep over. And also, I'm going to give a talk at one of the local schools today, so I thought I'd better be fairly presentable. I know you folks totally understand if I'm not presentable, so I've nixed the rally cap for today. But I think it's working because long term we do still have some snows on the horizon, and it looks as though as we finish out the month of January, like the last week of January or so, we could have some bona fide winter weather in the Midwest. Can you believe it? I'll believe it when I see it. The weather forecasters, you can't trust them. Anyway, 24-hour snowfall ending this morning. Not a whole lot to write home about, really, anywhere. This map looks kind of similar to yesterday's map. In fact, I had to do a double take just to make sure. And you know what? It is yesterday's map. All right. I'm a funny guy. At any rate, all right. Still, not a whole lot of snow to talk about unless you're up here in northern Maine. Then you got some good snows, and probably going to get some more snows here in the coming days. So good news for those snowmobilers and skiers and winter enthusiasts in northern Maine. Actually, yeah, northern Maine. Taking a look at the satellite radar, we can see the next storm coming on shore in California. Those folks are now at the point where they really don't need a whole lot more rainfall in, let's say, the next couple of weeks. But they're going to get more here in the short term. But then, like I say, as the Midwest gets cold towards the end of this month, second half of this month, California will be drying out. So that's sounds strange to say that's good news that California will be drying out, but really at this point it is. Their drought isn't totally gone, but they've taken a huge dent out of things, and they do want to get some more precipitation, especially in the mountains, to help raise those reservoirs even more. But the dryness situation in California is definitely improving. That means they'll have a big fire season because everything will be green this spring and then turn brown in the summer. Oh, why would you want to live in California? Looking at the models, okay. We still have a system for Monday, but good news is it's looking like less rain for the Northwoods. In fact, some places may not see any rain that were forecasted to see some light rain in previous ideas. There is going to be a little bit of snow on the backside for some places, not a lot, but a little. And then we still have a system for Wednesday, Thursday, and the models have a little bit of difference of opinion on things. Talk about that in just a little bit. And then beyond that, the models kind of go a little bit. Not necessarily a bad thing. One idea calls for some Arctic air to come in behind the storm for Wednesday, Thursday next week, cooling everybody down and refreezing things. That'd be a good thing. And bringing some lake effect snows. The other idea calls for, probably still slightly above average temperatures, but still below freezing, probably, well, definitely in all of the Northwoods, maybe even north of I-80, and some more system snows, including a fairly big system snow for the Northwoods by about the 27th of January. So we'll just kind of see how things play out, but I think right now our main focus is going to be on Monday's system and then Wednesday, Thursday system, because they're getting closer and closer and will be impactful across the Midwest. So let's get with it. Here we go. We're going to zip right through the weekend. Not much going on. Now here comes Monday's system, and you can see how there's a little bit of snow. This is the European model's idea of snowfall And you can see where temperatures are going to be cold enough for a good percentage of the precipitation in, central Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, the UP, even northern lower Michigan, to fall as snow. Wouldn't that be great? Rather than light rains. Yes, it would. Then, as we get beyond that system, we're going to watch this Wednesday system come in. And interestingly enough, up until about Thursday morning, the European is very, very similar with its snowfall outlay. But then, remember how I had it yesterday, a little bit further south of, I had it basically running through like central Michigan, maybe even like the Chicago area, far northern areas of Illinois into Wisconsin. But the latest idea is taking a little hook north. See how that happens? And I'm sorry, Chicago. I'm sorry, Milwaukee. And I'm sorry, Detroit. But I would much rather see this scenario occur. Really for the good of snowmobiling, I think, and skiing as a whole. Because this is where people go to play in the snow. Not a whole lot of people stay in the Chicagoland area to snowmobile. I know they can go into southern Wisconsin. There's some great trail systems there. Same thing with maybe central Michigan. But the bottom line is everybody's so used to going north, and the north is really hurting for some fresh snow to make conditions primo. Plus, wouldn't you rather be playing, skiing, snowmobiling, whatever, in the beautiful north woods of the Midwest? I know I would, and I know I did. So at any rate, this is a total snowfall for the next 10 days. It's not gargantuan amounts unless you live in northern Maine. Look at that bullseye there. Or unless you live in areas of the Rockies, especially the Cascades and the Sierras. We will jump now to let's jump to the GFS model. This is the US model. And again, just kind of fly through the weekend and we'll get to Monday here. And it's not quite as ambitious with snow in these areas for the Monday system. But still, the good news is it really doesn't indicate much precip at all in these areas. So it's not like it's saying, oh, it's going to be rain instead of snow. It's just saying not much is going to fall at all. So no rain and no snow is better than rain, in my opinion anyway. But there are some snows that occur on the north side of that system. And then watch as we go into the Wednesday system. Actually, I'm already in the Thursday. Starts out looking like it's going to be a healthy storm. But then what the GFS does is it just kind of peters the system out. And nobody in the Midwest gets a whole lot of snow. See, this is all the way through about midday on Friday. So I think at this point, the GFS has had a little bit of a hiccup in its model run. Just because things even further down the pike, even though they look pretty cool with a couple more storms to occur, it just doesn't build that polar vortex across North America quite as rambunctiously as the European does, and really as the GFS did in previous runs. So we'll watch things. I'm totally not disregarding this idea, but for now, I think I have just a smidge. I hate to do this because Mother Nature always likes to prove me wrong. I have a smidge more faith in the European. Oh, I said it. I shouldn't have said it. Anyway, let's go. Then there's another system coming in here, a little further south. Here we start to get a little bit of Arctic air. This is Monday of next week. And then that system for like the 26th, 27th. Watch this baby. Now that's a storm. But that's also 14 days out in the forecast. So take it with a grain of salt. And also it's part of that fact that we don't get a big northwesterly flow into the Midwest. It's into the central United States. The GFS kind of wants to keep a more progressive west to east flow, which, like I say, wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. This wouldn't be a bad thing at all. Minneapolis, you ready for 27.2 inches of snow in the next 14 days? Really, the majority of it coming with that one storm. But we'll see. And I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here. We're again looking at the 500 millibar. That's about halfway up through the atmosphere. No. This is the jet stream level. My apologies. Jet stream level, which is near the top of the atmosphere. Not the very top, but it's up at around 25 to 30,000 feet this time of the year. Goes up to about 35 to 40,000 feet in the summer. Anyway, a couple of things to watch. This polar vortex, the Siberian low, I did it again. Close this menu. Don't touch the board, John. Siberian low, and then the North American polar vortex, I guess is the best way to put it. Everybody calls it, the polar vortex, but this is a polar vortex too. All right. And see how this bugger is getting to the point where, almost to the point where I said it should be. It's not quite there. It's more across northeast China, Heilongjiang. But there's an extension out towards the Kamchatka Peninsula, which is right here. And then, but look at the polar vortex. It's kind of stuck across Crane Bay, and we keep this progressive wave pattern across the United States. And this would be the wave for the Wednesday-Thursday event, but it's so strung out and so positively tilted, meaning this part of the trough is going this way. What we like to see is when it gets negatively tilted, something like that, because that throws the moisture back up into the cold air and produces the big snows. But too positively tilted and elongated to really concentrate the energy and produce big snows. And that kind of goes against what it had yesterday. And then we'll swing ourselves through. Now we start to see a pretty somewhat negatively. There's the one, and then here is going to be the system for the bigger snows towards, all right, you can't see it. Where was it? Here we start to see it's not really truly negatively tilted, but it's straight north. And this is the kind of jet stream pattern that, when you have a trough like this that really throws the moisture, can throw the moisture back into the cold air and produce. But look at this polar vortex, still mainly over Greenland, Ellesmere Island. It is not across mainland Canada. And I just think that this model is trying to squeeze too many things together here, because this low, Siberian low, has now moved eastward even more. Basically, most of it's off the coast of Russia and China and over the northern sea of Japan. No, I don't know what that's called. Kamchatka Sea, maybe? I don't know. I have to do my geography for that. Plus, it's got this wave in there. Something doesn't look right with this. Something just doesn't look right with this. So I guess we'll see what happens beyond the Wednesday, Thursday system for next week. But at this point, hard to say. It's just hard to say, especially with the way the GFS is being. The other map I guess I had online for us to go was the 850 millibar temperatures. And this is, again, the GFS. Here's the current conditions. Marginally cold enough for some lake effect snow. I don't have anything falling here. I've been so busy this morning. As you noticed, probably my website is down. So that's really the reason why I'm trying to jam the snow church out before I head to the school this morning to give my talk. But at any rate, we'll what was I saying? Oh, there could be some snow. I'm not in a lake effect snow belt really, especially a marginal one. So it could be snowing in Houghton, Hancock, Calumet, whatever. I haven't checked the webcams just because I've been so busy this morning. At any rate, here comes a warm up for Sunday. Not too bad. Not too bad, really. It's a much cooler looking than previous ideas. And then you can see how Sunday night into Monday, you know, we're keeping the majority of this area in here below freezing. And again, this is 850 millibars, probably about 3,000 to 3,500 feet above the ground, but cold enough where it would probably fall as snow or nothing at all. And then we'll watch this. Here comes the Wednesday low. Maybe again some light lake effect snows, but nothing to write home about. And then here comes the low. That's a little low for around the 23rd. And then here comes the big low. Right here, this baby. Look at how that one gets wrapped up. And I mean, the model is, you know, bringing things together. I just don't know if things are going to work out this way. Incredibly cold air on the back side, some very warm air on the front side. That's the energy that can get these things all wound up and cranking. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, in either case, it's a pretty good scenario for the lake effect snow belts because either they're going to get pounded with lake effect snow beyond the Wednesday, Thursday storm of next week, or they're going to get a big storm around the 26th, 27th. So we'll see. So that will do it for today. For those of you joining for the first time, we'll come back. Come back. Hopefully you stuck with it all the way through this video too. I do this every forecasting day. And the reason why I'm thinking that there's some new folks coming is because the website is down. I can't upload things. I can't even go to my website myself. Trouble tickets are in, but I haven't gotten any response. And that's the way she goes on this Friday the 13th. So have a great one, everybody. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And I will talk to you on Monday. Keep those sticks on the ice.